So after the impulse turbine, now we have reaction turbine. So in reaction turbine, first phase Francis turbine. So this is the way Francis turbine is. So above figure is the top view and side one is the side view. So this is a scroll casing which gets decrease in cross sectional area. Now the decrease in cross sectional area is to maintain the constant velocity, okay, of the flow. Now this is inward flow turbine. So as you can see these arrows are pointing the direction of flow. So the flow is going, okay, into the radius, into the center, okay, into the center to through the radius. So inward flow. Now first it passes through guide vanes. So guide vanes are the fixed vanes, okay. So these are the guide vanes, okay. These are the fixed value. These are mounted on the stator, means the stationary part. So guide vanes are the fixed parts. So these are the fixed blades, okay. Guide blades are the fixed blades. Now from the guide vanes it enters into the runner blades. So these are the runner blades. So into the runner blades the fluid flows and finally dumps into the tail race through the draft tube, okay. So this you can see that the cross sectional area is decreasing, okay. In both the views you can see that, and you can see this is the guide vanes, okay, it has been shown, and these are the runner blades, okay. So this way, this is the Francis turbine, okay. And in between, in the middle we have the shaft, okay. To get the output, shaft power will be get from the shaft. So in the middle we have the shaft, okay. Once again we can see that the flow is entering here, doing the means giving the torque to the shaft, and finally dumps into the tail race through the draft tube. Once again, this is also a figure showing the outside we have the guide vanes. These are the stator parts, means the stationary parts, and these are the runner blades which will move, okay. These are the moving blades or runner blades, and these are the guide vanes or fixed blades, okay. Okay, this again involute casing is there, a scroll casing is decreasing in cross sectional area, okay. Flows go into inward flow, okay. So first of all there is a scroll casing, okay, or the casing. So in casing in radial turbines is used to evenly distribute the flow of water along the periphery and maintain a constant velocity of water, okay. Means in the scroll casing in radial turbines is used to evenly distribute the water flow along the periphery and maintaining a constant velocity of fluid or water. In this case water is the fluid, so it maintains a constant velocity, okay. Now we have draft tube. So draft tube is the portion of the turbine through which water passes and goes into the tail race, okay. This is of gradually increasing cross sectional area, okay. So this is of gradually increasing cross sectional area. The scroll casing was gradually decreasing cross sectional area, and draft tube is of gradually increasing cross sectional area, okay. So it converts or it connects runner exit to the tail race, okay. it creates a negative pressure head or suction head at the runner exit by converting kinetic energy at outlet to pressure energy. Due to this, net head increases, power increases, and efficiency increases. Okay. So as you increase the cross sectional area, so you are increasing the cross sectional area of the flow. As you move forward, the cross sectional area is increasing. So if the cross sectional area increasing means the velocity will decrease. Okay, because flow rate is constant, means volume flow rate is constant. So if the flow rate is constant or discharge is constant, because that's the continuity equation. Draft tube is nothing but it is also a pipe. Okay, so continuity equation will be valid here. So and it is of okay, so it is of, as we move forward, the cross sectional area is increasing. So if the cross sectional area increasing means velocity is decreasing. Okay, as we move forward, the velocity is decreasing and pressure is increasing, as happens in diffuser. Okay, so as happens in diffuser, velocity decreases and pressure energy increases. So if the pressure is energy is increasing as you move forwards, it means the at the exit we will have higher pressure and at the entrance we will have low pressure. So the suction will happen. So this suction will increase the net head, and since the net head has been increased, that's why power output will also increase, and if the power output increases, efficiency will also increase. So draft tube is used only in reaction turbine, because in impulse turbine pressure is constant. Okay, so draft tube is used only in reaction turbine. Now velocity triangle. So this is the velocity triangle. The fluid is moving at the tip and going out at from the tip radially inward. So this is the velocity triangle. V1 is the absolute velocity at inlet, Vf1 is flow velocity at inlet, U1 is blade velocity at inlet, Vw1 is whirl velocity at inlet, and Vr1 is relative velocity at inlet. Okay,
So Vf1 and Vw1 makes V1, and also Vr1 and U1 makes V1. Means V1 has components as Vf1 and Vw1, and also V1 can be expressed in terms of Vr1 and U1. Okay, means V1 can be expressed in terms of Vf1 and Vw1, and V1 can also be expressed in terms of Vr1 and U1.
Vf2 and Vw2 makes V2, and Vr2 and U2 makes V2. Okay, so this is the velocity triangle. These are the angles alpha, theta, beta, and phi. Okay, so this is alpha. Alpha is with V1, theta is with Vr1, phi is with Vr2, and beta is with V2. Okay, so once again, alpha is the runner or fixed blade angle at outlet, or guide blade outlet angle. Okay, or absolute velocity at inlet angle. Beta is fixed blade inlet angle, guide blade inlet angle, and absolute velocity at outlet angle. And theta and phi are blade and vane angle at inlet and outlet respectively. Okay, so already, as I said in Pelton turbine also, that in runner blade, if you are, it is just some design issue is there, that in this runner fixed blade outlet angle, we write that this is a runner fixed blade outlet angle or guide blade outlet angle, but absolute velocity at inlet angle. So these are the same. If you are in the question, because in the question we are always said runner angle or guide blade angle, so this alpha is runner blade outlet angle in terms of, if you are asking in terms of runner or fixed blade angle, but in terms of absolute velocity it's a inlet angle. So its alpha is runner blade or fixed blade or guide blade outlet angle and absolute velocity at inlet angle. Similarly, beta is fixed blade inlet angle or guide blade inlet angle or absolute velocity at outlet angle. Okay, so inlet and outlet, see that if you are given with blade angle, fixed blade angle, so beta is fixed blade inlet angle or guide blade inlet angle, but in terms of absolute velocity it's absolute velocity at outlet angle. Okay, and theta and phi are blade or vane angle at inlet and outlet respectively. Okay, now U is the blade velocity, Vf is flow velocity, Vw is whirl velocity, Vr is relative velocity, and V is absolute velocity. Okay, one is inlet and two is outlet, so respectively you will have V1, V2, so on. Now for waste efficiency, the flow at outlet, it should be written flow. For best efficiency, flow at outlet should be radial. Okay, so flow at outlet should be radial, that is radially outward discharge. Okay, so when this will happen, when Vw2 is equal to 0, beta is equal to 90 degree and V2 is equal to Vf2. Okay, so in that velocity diagram, when you will have Vw2 is equal to 0, means beta is equal to 90 degree, means V2 is equal to Vf2, then the flow will be radial at the outlet or it will be a radially outward discharge, and then you will have the best efficiency of the turbine. Now if it's said in the question relative velocity at entrance is radial, then Vf1 is equal to Vr1, V1 is equal to U1 is equal to Vw1, and theta is equal to 90 degree. Okay, U1 is equal to Vw1. So if said in the question relative velocity at entrance is radial, means Vf1 is equal to Vr1, U1 is equal to Vw1, and theta is equal to 90 degree. Okay, you have to make changes in the velocity triangle as per said in the question. Okay, in the runner, pressure head decreases, okay, and dynamic head decreases, both decreases. Okay, so total head decreases. So in the runner of the reaction turbine, both pressure head and dynamic head decreases, and that's why total head decreases. Okay, area of flow in the Francis turbine is pi d b into k. So at any point 1 and 2 are inlet and outlet, so area of flow is pi d1b, b is the width of the plate, okay, d is the diameter, so pi db into k, k is the coefficient of vane thickness. Volume flow rate is AF1 into VF1. AF1 means area of flow at inlet, VF1 is velocity of flow at inlet, both are same, volumetric flow rate is same, continuity equation. Okay, so discharge of volumetric flow rate in meter cube per second. Now degree of reaction means contribution of energy in the runner power by runner power. Okay, so runner power per kg it's given, runner power per kg is Bw1 U1 plus Bw2 U2 is equal to V1 square minus V2 square plus U1 square minus U2 square by 2 plus Vr2 square minus Vr1 square by 2. Okay, so this is per kg, means if you are asked the runner power, you have to do rho into V dot into Vw1 U1 plus Vw2 U2. Okay, So it's runner power per kg. Okay, if you ask the total runner power, means you have to multiply with rho into v dot. Okay, so rho is density and v dot is volume flow rate, which will give you mass flow rate. Okay, so m dot is equal to rho into v dot, well, will give you the mass flow rate. Okay, so m dot is mass flow rate is equal to rho into v dot. Rho is density and v dot is volumetric flow rate. Okay, so if you will multiply with this term with rho v naught, okay, you will get the runner power. So this is runner power per kg, vw1 u1 plus vw2 u2, runner power per kg. So this is equal to v1 square minus v2 square by 2 plus u1 square minus u2 square by 2 plus vr2 square minus vr1 square by 2. So this one is, first one is kinetic energy part and these two are pressure energy part. Okay, so you will put this pressure energy part above and whole energy, this whole is runner power, so you put in numerator and you will get the degree of reaction. Okay, so you put this part in the numerator and this whole three terms in the denominator. Okay, in the numerator two terms and in the denominator all these three terms. Okay. Now reaction of Francis turbine is equal to 1 minus Vw1 by 2 by U1 when Vf1 is equal to Vf2. The same equation will apply for Kaplan also. This reaction of Kaplan turbine is equal to 1 minus Vw1 by 2 U1 when Vf1 is equal to Vf2. Okay. Now degree of reaction of impulse turbine is equal to 0 because there is no pressure energy part in impulse turbine. Okay, so degree of reaction of a impulse turbine is 0 because impulse turbine is no reaction turbine. So what is the degree of reaction of impulse turbine? 0. Now degree of reaction of a centrifugal compressor is equal to 1 minus Vw2 by 2 U2. Okay, opposite to that, so reaction turbine is 1 minus Vw1 by 2 U1 and centrifugal compressor is 1 minus Vw2 by 2 U2. Torque on the rotor. So torque on the rotor is m dot Vw1 R1 plus Vw2 R2 or rho v dot Vw1 R1 plus Vw2 R2. Runner power is, replace the R1 by U1. Okay, so rho v dot Vw1 U1 plus Vw2 U2. Okay, width ratio b1 by d1, speed ratio u1 by v1. V1 is root 2 gh, h is net head. Diameter ratio d1 by d2. Axial end thrust on the rotor. So F axial is equal to m into Vr1 minus Vr2. If you have the symmetric blades, then axial thrust will be 0. Okay, for symmetric blades, axial or end thrust on rotor is equal to 0. Otherwise it will be m into Vr1 minus Vr2. Now we have Kaplan turbine. So this is the Kaplan turbine. Once again, the scroll casing will be of decreasing cross-sectional area and draft tube will be of increasing cross-sectional area. So draft tube will increase the suction and energy will increase, efficiency will increase. Okay, increase in energy output and efficiency. So this way, now in this case the flow is axial. Okay, the flow is axial. You can see here, this is the boss. So this is the diameter of the boss and this is outside diameter. Okay, this is in between. So here we have the shaft. Okay, for taking out the output. Okay. Once again, this is the Kaplan turbine. Okay, you can see here that in the previous figure it was not showed that cross-sectional area is decreasing. Here it's shown that cross-sectional area of the scroll casing is decreasing and cross-sectional area of the draft tube is increasing. Okay, once again, this is the blades of a Kaplan turbine, okay, and this one is called boss, okay. This one is called boss, on which the blades are installed. Now in Kaplan turbine, velocity triangle is same as that of the Francis turbine. You have to make the same velocity triangle for Francis turbine as that of the Francis turbine, but in Kaplan turbine, Vf1 is equal to Vf2. You have to consider these terms. This always in Kaplan turbine. Vf1 is equal to Vf2 and U1 is equal to U2 is equal to pi dn by 60. D is pitch diameter, n is RPM. Also, VR1 is equal to VR2 if frictional losses are 0. Okay, and volumetric flow rate is equal to AF1 into VF1 is equal to AF2 into VF2. Okay, continuity equation, where AF1 is equal to AF2 is equal to pi by 4 into d naught a square minus dB a square. dB is diameter of the boss and d naught is outside diameter. Blade can be adjusted only in Kaplan turbine. Now we will have a difference between impulse turbine and reaction turbine. Okay. So the first difference will be of pressure drop, second will be blade area, third will be power, fourth is efficiency, and fifth one is the space required for installation. So pressure drop in impulse turbine happens in the nozzle only, means not on the moving blades. So on the pressure drop happens only at the fixed blade and not in the moving blades. So across the moving blade pressure is constant while velocity decreases. Okay. While in reaction turbine, pressure drop occurs at both fixed angle and moving, means fixed blades and moving blades. Okay, so in impulse turbine, pressure drop happens only in fixed blade, while in reaction turbine, pressure drop happens both in fixed blade and moving blades. Okay. Now blade area is constant throughout for impulse turbine, while blade area is varying or converging in reaction turbine, means converging. Okay. Now power is less power output for impulse turbine, while more power output for reaction turbine. Efficiency is low because power output is low, so efficiency is also low for impulse turbine, and power output is more for reaction turbine, hence efficiency is also more for reaction turbine. A space required for impulse turbine is less and a space required for reaction turbine is more. Okay, so thank you. Also, last point, that maximum power condition or maximum efficiency condition, it has been said before also, but once again I am saying it, that maximum power condition or maximum efficiency condition for an impulse turbine is U is equal to V1 by 2, and for a reaction turbine is VW2 is equal to 0. So thank you.